thanks for staying with us. We have all our top stories and other programs on our website, channelstv.com and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit channelstv.com on your mobile devices. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores.
What's more, you can now interact with Channel's Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have a picture or video to share with us, all you need to do is download the Channels TV Android application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures, and videos. Well, harnessing the Defense Attaché Management System is one of the ways to resolve security problems in Nigeria. Well, this is according to the Supervising Minister of Defense, Maku, who noted that the international dimensions of the insurgency has necessitated cross-fertilization of knowledge and intelligence from different parts of the world. He was speaking at the annual Defense Attaché and Advisors Conference in Abuja, where he urged security agencies to be on top of their game in tackling the country's security crisis.
22 defense attachés and advisors covering over 100 countries on behalf of Nigeria converge in Abuja with other members of the defense intelligence community. The focus of this gathering of experts is not far-fetched given the internal security challenges in Nigeria.
The growing sophistication of our society, coupled with increasing violence and attendant losses to lives and property, require a continuous reappraisal of our operational tactics and methods of intelligence gathering. Their contributions will form a vital part of the agency's feedback to government with regards to repositioning our efforts to combating contemporary security challenges.
For us to resolve the internal problems we have, we need knowledge from all parts of the world that we can get. And we are all, as defense advisors and defense attachés in all the various countries we are serving, is to ensure that you connect the knowledge in those countries directly to our services, so that in designing solutions, we do so in the light of all that is available within and outside the country to achieve results.
But for the Minister of Defense, defense attachés should also use their diplomatic relationships and expertise for the economic good of the nation.
The trust of our jobs in all these countries is to make sure that every day we decide, work hard, and see what we can do to help the development of the country through economic investments. And I believe you are better placed even than the regular diplomats to do a lot of these jobs, because you are a disciplined force with focus, and commitment.
Gatherings such as this one affords participants the opportunity to identify new lessons and challenges in tackling security issues. It is expected that lessons learned at this gathering will be positively harnessed for the internal security operations of the country. Amaka Ukafu, Channels Television News.
Airspace management will remain a critical segment of the nation's economy, owing to its strategic nature. Well, this is the submission of the Managing Director of the National Airspace Management Agency, Mr. Nnamdi Udo. The NEMA boss believes the federal government must continually invest in airspace infrastructure to ensure safety in the nation's skies.
Once in a while comes in to provide major infrastructure, which as time goes on is looking like government might not do that anymore. But we hope we'll see the need, because airspace will remain part of the strategy side of our economy, where we have to partner with the Air Force, partner with the Army, partner with the Navy, as the case may be. So we cannot really be compromising safety for economic considerations. So we are reinventing, investing in our people and in equipment as much as we can. And in fact, our projection is every year we must reinvest 60% in our equipment and in our people.
Or beyond airspace, companies that engage in corrupt activities in their business transactions may no longer have any place to hide. This is coming from the Director General of the Bureau for Public Procurement, Mr. Emeka Eze, who says the agency has sent a list of over 50 companies to the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission for investigation. Mr. Eze, who spoke at a meeting with officials of the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, explained that their offences border on the presentation of forged documents to secure contracts from the government.
We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we take a look at business stories. Speaking about business stories, the budget 2014 to be presented by the president was delayed, and people are beginning to speak about this. Get more on business news.
Well, talking about delays, there is none whatsoever on the foreign scene, where ships from the United States and Britain are conveying relief materials to the stricken victims of the Filipino hurricane, or cyclone rather.
Absolutely. Join us again.
At first, it's only anticipation that something is about to happen. This is one thing that makes life interesting, to compete not only with players across the field, but across the world. It makes me feel joy when we win and sorrow when we lose. The action and reaction, colliding, falling, dropping, despite the odds. I love it because it brings me tears, tears of victory, tears of joy. The skill that leads to the pass that leads to the shot that leads to the goal that determines the ultimate. Channel Sports, defining the moment of true sports.
Welcome to Business News. Former Senate President Ken Nnamani has called for collaboration between the legislative and executive arms of government for the speedy passage of the 2014 budget.
Well, the senator, who was speaking on Channels Television Business Morning, noted that the cooperation of both arms is needed for growth and development.
The National Assembly has the power of the purse, because we copied most of our constitution from the United States. So this power of purse is one of the strongest weapons which the legislative branch of government has. But it's a branch of the same government. And collaboration is the word between the executive branch and the legislative branch. If there's no collaboration, there will be a lot of delays and there will be a lot of confusion, and the people will just pay for it. You say, where elephants fight, it's the grass that will suffer. So the delay may be because of the issue of how has the 2013 performed, and now you're beginning to talk about 2014.
In the meantime, the International Monetary Fund has advised the federal government to streamline non-priority expenditure and make space for investment expenditure as it prepares to present the 2014 budget. The Director, Africa Development of the International Monetary Fund, Antoinette Sayer, who gave this advice in Lagos, said this has become important if Nigeria must achieve its infrastructural development drive. She also advised that Nigeria should use the opportunity of relatively high oil price in the international market to save for the rainy days.
The objective of the Nigerian government to make significant progress in power, in energy in particular, and in dealing with infrastructure. To do that requires making fiscal space, and that can be done, of course, by streamlining non-priority expenditure. For example, doing as the government has set out to do in a gradual way, making progress on reducing energy subsidies. That's certainly one area that can be worked on. Countries like Nigeria, that are so dependent on oil revenues, and where the use of buffers, fiscal buffers, has been significant in the course of the last few years. We are advising those countries to